there are big changes not only coming in the US, but they're coming in the UK for foreign workers. And Indians are likely to be among groups that will feel it the most. Now, the Labour government in its latest move has in fact doubled the waiting time for permanent residency from 5 years to 10 years. Now, this means more time in limbo for skilled migrants, especially Indians, who, by the way, remember, make up the largest group of workers and students in the UK. And it's not just about the wait here. Applicants will now have to pass new good citizen tests. They'll have to prove that they're fully integrated. And how are they expected to do this? Well, by showing strong English skills, steady financial contributions, and even community service. Can you believe it? British Home Secretary, meanwhile, Shabana Mahmood, says, or rather claims, that the policy is about restoring fairness and public trust. But for tens of thousands of Indian professionals, this means higher costs, more uncertainty, and of course, needless to say, a much longer road to finally settle down in the UK. So will these tougher rules really fix the UK system, or will they just make life even harder for those who are already playing by the rules? Now, to discuss this and to delve in on many other facets, we've got Prashant Ajmera, immigration lawyer, joining us. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday edition of India Global, Mr. Ajmera. My first question to you is simply, is doubling the wait time truly about integration, or is it just political signaling?
Definitely it's a troubling, number one. And number two, the making it the 10 years, does it make the system better? I don't think so. Because there are so many other issues are there which needs to be addressed. Rather than looking at those ones, the skilled workers who are coming from in India and from all over the world, the threshold is put on them about the 10 years wait times, better English test, better community services, what you have contributed, how you have integrated. And these are all very subjective kind of an assessment could be, which can make it difficult for a people to do it in any way. I mean, you can never had a open immigration policy unlike Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. But with this one coming from a liberal government, definitely it makes a very, very difficult for the skilled workers, and it is going to affect more to the skilled workers coming from in India.
Advocate Ajmera, how might these changes impact the UK's ability to attract global talent, especially from India? We've been seeing similar steps being taken in the US, and that has, in fact, disparaged Indian talent from going to the US. How would these policies impact or change UK's ability to attract global talent, according to you?
It will be very, very difficult for them, definitely, because as of now, to be honest with you, the threshold is quite high. And in that one now, if this thing is coming up, then if I want to stay in a UK, do I need to wait in a 10 years of uncertainty whether I'm going to get a permanent residence or not? So it is going to be difficult for a people to, for the UK government to attract the talents, not only from India, from around the world. Unless you are a really highly skilled workers, highly paid in a top Fortune 500 companies, if you are working, then only you're going to make it. So what about the other ones? It is going to be very difficult for a people, and also equally it is going to be difficult for the government to attract the skilled workers and professionals from across the world. Definitely, it is going to be difficult.
Of course. On to the million-dollar question here, Advocate Ajmera. What legal or human right challenges could this policy eventually face going forward? Could a sense or a degree of discrimination be probably also alleged?
Not necessarily. When it comes to the skilled workers, all the 5 English-speaking countries I have seen continuously on an ongoing basis, they change their regulations time to time, and it's their right as a government to change their policy the way in which they think proper. So could it lead to any kind of litigations or something like that? I very much doubt. I don't think that it's going to happen, because this is for a skilled worker. If it was affecting the other areas, which is refugees and those kind of workers, means people coming to USA, that to UK, it might have gone to the court and challenging something like that, but nothing is talking about on that one. But it's making it difficult for the skilled worker. So the problem is with the people coming in aboard to UK. To solve that problems, they are hammering and shouting at the skilled workers. To me, obviously, it doesn't make a sense. I mean,
Very
why don't you
important.
take it?
Yes, a very important point. In fact, you raised there. Apologies to cut you off like that. But does this shift signal also the end of UK as a top destination for skilled migrants, as we've been seeing across, through the decades together?
Right. Yes. Yeah. It is going to be difficult. People will start thinking twice, because as it is, as I said that in the beginning of my answers, that as it was a difficult destination. They don't have any open immigration policy. That means you need to find a company to sponsor you. And now it was 5 years, so people thought that they can stay. But now waiting for a 10 years, you cannot change your jobs. If you lose a job, then what is going to happen? You have to look for another job. So it is 10 years of an uncertainty. Nobody wants to stay in that one. So, yes, it is going to be difficult for the government. And particularly, it is coming from a liberal government is really shocking, because I have lived in UK for 6 years. And generally, when we see that the rules become stricter, we see it's coming from a Tory government or a conservative government, whereas this one is coming from a liberal government. Generally, they've been regarded as a pro-immigrants or means in favor of the immigrants, but this coming from this government is really shocking.
Well, thank you so much, Advocate Ajmera, for delving in and helping, in fact, us flesh out the nitty-gritties and the details of this very important stories.